A brand new CNN poll shows 44% of Republicans will not try to get the coronavirus vaccine. So what's behind the resistance, and what does it mean for the whole population? John Avlon with a reality check.
That's right. Look, while there's still no cure for COVID, the good news is that over 237 million vaccine doses have been given out in America. The bad news is that there's no cure for stupid, which is another way of saying that over a quarter of Americans have decided not to get a shot. And what's worse is that most of these folks are much more willing to return to regular activity. Yep, they're refusing to get vaccines, but can't wait to mingle in close crowds. Now, on the one hand, the people they're most likely to hurt are themselves. So you might say if they want to compete for the Darwin Awards, that's up to them. But we're trying to stamp out a pandemic here, one that's killed more than 575,000 Americans, and it's not over yet. So their denial will have real costs for the rest of us, beyond the predictable Ted Nugent trajectory of denial and diagnosis. Now, it might not surprise you to learn these folks are far from confident in the government health officials and far less likely to have a college degree. The anti-science impulse breaks down along partisan lines as well, with 44% of Republicans saying they're not going to get the vaccine. That's compared to 28% of independents and just 8% of Democrats. Look, pandemics don't care about partisan politics, people, but I've got to say that opposing mask mandates and refusing to get a vaccine is a special kind of self-defeating stupid. So where are people getting this stuff? We know the anti-vaxxer conspiracy theories have been proliferating online, but it doesn't help it when people with major platforms feed that beast, like Spotify's $100 million man, Joe Rogan. He played footsie with anti-vax impulses by saying that healthy young people shouldn't get the vaccine, despite the fact that more young people are being hospitalized with these new variants. Now, yesterday, Rogan attempted some cleanup with the "don't listen to me, I'm just an entertainer" defense.
I'm not a doctor. I'm not a respected source of information, even for me.
That sounded a lot like Fox News lawyers who convinced a judge that Tucker Carlson's audience doesn't actually expect to hear facts from him. Here's the thing. You're responsible for what you say when the microphone's on. And the more people who refuse to get the vaccine, the more likely it is we won't be able to get the virus completely under control. Yes, we've made real progress. Many places are getting back to something resembling normal, precisely because the vaccines are working. But we're not out of the woods yet. And declaring mission accomplished before the job is done is a recipe for disaster. Just look at the horror show in India right now. In January, Prime Minister Modi declared victory over COVID and persisted with large political rallies. Now that country is in crisis, with mutant variants ravaging the countries. One model predicting close to 1 million deaths by August. So don't get complacent. Listen to science, not superstition. If you want life to return to normal, do your part and get a vaccine. And that's your reality check.